be afraid. Be very afraid.
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Mastermind Creations CARNIFEX. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, we have a nice big image of CARNIFEX, looking all just big and evil and big. On this side of the box, you just have evil smirk. R17, CARNIFEX Gladiator. On the other side of the box, you have the same thing. CARNIFEX Gladiator, evil grin on the top of the box, evil on the bottom of the box. Warnings! There is evil in this box. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. He has alt modes. He can stand, he can walk, he can stand with his gun, he can do the twist. Come on, baby, let's do that. Anyway, and he has a base mode, and that's basically it for the packaging. So moving right along, here we have CARNIFEX, which is Mastermind Creations' take on Overlord, the IDW Overlord, comic book Overlord, and this guy's really cool. I like him. I like him very much. So, as you can see here, Overlord, or this is where my tongue stops working. It's too early for this! Anyway. As you can see, CARNIFEX here has two separate alt modes, as Overlord does. He turns into a jet and a tank. And both alt modes, I think, are both really cool. So we'll put this off to the side, and we'll take a look at the jet first. Nice jet done in black and white and purple, and looks awesome. You have the nice transparent orange cockpit right there, which can open. Got a little bit of white in there. You even have the details in there, which are painted, which I did not have to do, but they did it, and I appreciate it. And yeah, very nice looking jet, nice and sleek, nice and glossy too. It looks very, very nice. Lots of nice detail going on there. You got these little thrusters here. There's some nice details going on. Some nice paintwork. Very cool. Got these thrusters back here, done in that gunmetal gray. Look very nice. You got these thrusters up here as well, done in gunmetal gray. All around, very cool. Very, very cool. Got a little bit of blue in there. Blue highlights. Which again look very nice. You got some blue in there as well. You got some nice little highlights there. The underside. Again, you got some more white there. Some more molded detail. Got some more of that blue in there. There you have Overlord's chest. It does have landing gears. All of them have rolling wheels, which is nice. And yeah, very cool jet mode. For comparison, here he is with Leader Jetfire. So you can see here, let's see if we can get a good shot here. You can see he's a bit bigger than a Leader class Jetfire. And for another comparison, here he is with a Masterpiece Seeker. And you can see he's pretty much the same length as a Masterpiece Seeker. So yeah, I have that. So moving on to the tank, the second component of Overlord, or CARNIFEX. Yeah, so here's the tank, and yeah, very cool looking tank. Little kind of stubby looking tank, but still looks pretty cool. Got the big cannon right there. Just done in purple. Looks very nice. Got some of that teal going on there in blue. And you also have some nice details here that are picked out in silver. You got some little pink bits picked out in there. The insides of the treads are done in that gunmetal gray. This looks very nice. Lots of molded detail going on here. Very cool. There's the back. There's his butt. Right there. And the underside. Not much going on. The treads are rubber, and they do actually work. Nice working rubber treads, which is really cool. Like all of those gears in there turn, which is awesome. It's hard to get this to actually move on a surface. It doesn't really work, but I mean they do move. They just don't move all that freely. But still, very cool nonetheless. And just for a comparison with the tank, here it is with Leader Megatron. You can see how they look together. So There you have that right there. See his little short stubby tank. So there you go. So yeah, very cool, very cool. I like this. I like this so much. Now you do get a combined mode with the jet and the tank, and we'll show off how that works. We'll start off with the tank first. To get the tank ready, you just want to split this. These two tabs right in here just go into these slots on either side. So you undo that, and you just unpeg this section right here, which just pegs in right up there. So you unpeg that. And we remove the gun, and we take the gun, you flip down the handle, you open up this panel here, because that opens up this slot right here that the handle will pass through, and then you just close this up, bring that up, and then you just take these panels, you bring them down. You can see these pegs will just kind of go into those slots right there. Just bring that down, and you're all done for now. So what you're going to do here with the jet now is we're going to open up these panels here. They tab in. There's a tab that goes right in here, so you want to untab that section there. Now you want to flip in this panel, flip in those little thrusters, flip in that bit right there. Then you want to take the wing and you want to bring that out. You want to swing this up and around like that. You want to bring this down. And then you want to lift this section up, bring this down, and this, you'll see there's a slot right there, there's a tab right there. So you just want to bring that in. All that will tab in there. Bring this down, and now you can close this back up. And everything will just tab together. And make sure it just tabs into the bottom there. And there you got the one side done. Second verse, just like the first. Untab that, bring that up, flip that in, flip that in, flip that in. Undo the wing here, swing that around, bring that up, bring that down, tab all that in, like that, bring that down, close this all up, like that, tab that into the bottom there. And there you go. The last thing you want to do is you want to take these tabs right here and rotate them outward like that. So rotate these out on either side. And now we're good to go. So now we're going to take the two halves of the tank. You want to take the gun here, and you can see there are tabs on either side of the handle. So you can plug this into either side if you want. So you just want to plug it into this slot right here. Plug that in, and now what you're going to do is you're going to take this and tab this into the side. So these two tabs are going to go into these two slots right here, and these two slots are for these two tabs right here. So you just line all that up like that, and just push it on, and there you go. Just do the same thing on the other side. Just line all that up, push that all together, and voila, there you have your combined jet tank thing, and that does look pretty cool. You can see the gun kind of weeble wobbles there, but you stop. Just nervous. So there you have the combined jet tank thing, and I like that. I actually think that looks really cool. So there you go. Oh, one thing about the tank mode that I forgot to mention is you do have these panels here you can open up, and there are, you know, kind of cockpit sections in here. You could put like a Titan Master in there or something. I don't know if they're going to make actual Power Masters to put in here, or plug into the chest for robot mode. I don't know, but you know, there are openings there if you want to use them for something. But yeah, there you have the combined jet tank, and I think that looks really, really cool. I dig that. I dig that very much. Give me a turn around here. I likes it. I like it. I like it. Anyway, so now he does have a base mode. The instructions don't show you how to do the base mode. You basically just have to go by the picture that's on the box. So to me, that comes off as more of a fan mode than anything, if they'd even care enough to give you instructions on it. But you know what? I'll show it. Why not? Dare I say why not? So you want to unplug these side sections here. Unplug, unplug. Remove the gun here. What you want to do with the gun is just want to raise these panels up first. I always forget to do that. Raise these panels up first, and then you just swing this around like that. Bring that up. Fold that back up, and then you just want to swing out this tab right here, which we will need, and you have that done. Put that off to the side for now. Now these sections you can do one of two ways, and on the picture on the box they actually show it both ways. One way is to bring this panel down. You can bring this up and just have it like that. The other way that the instructions. The other way that the picture on the box shows is that you bring this around, tab that in, and open this panel up, swing that around, and you can have it sitting like that, and you can open up the foot if you want, and they have it sitting like that. Totally up to you what you want to do. Me personally, I like a little bit of symmetry, so I usually just orient both legs the same way. And if you want some extra, you know, some extra little panels, you know, extra ramps or whatnot, you can bring these up. That's actually what I do with them. You know, just give it a little bit, you know, so there's a little bit more going on there. That's what I do. That's what I do. That's how I do it. So there you go. So we'll put these off to the side for now, and now we will get down to the main portion here. So for the main portion, what you're going to do is you're going to open these back up. Open that back up. Bring this up. Untab this. Bring that out. And this is more just to get them out of the way. Untab. Bring that up. Bring that up. And there you go. And now, I'll actually come up front here. We're going to remove the swords. You can see the swords just tab in right here. And they also clip in right there. So you just want to undo the tab and unclip it right there. See that clip right there? Just clips in that little section right there. So take out the swords. And that makes life a little easier. So undo that, put those off to the side. And now what are we going to do? Now we are going to untab this section right here. You can see this tabs in a number of places. You got two tabs up here that just go in right there. You also have these tabs right there. I don't know if you can see them, but there are two tabs right there that go into slots right there. That's how well that connects. And you just untab the bottom as well, like that. And then you split the whole nose cone section here. Open that up. Open that up. Remove that, and what you're going to do with this is just turn it around. You can flip down this landing gear and just turn that around. So now you're going to plug it in the other way. And then you just close all this back up. And then you just tab things back in. Again, those two tabs just go right in there. So just line that up, tab it in. And you also have the two tabs right there that go right up there. Tab that in. Just tab all that in. And there you go. Flip in these landing gear right here. Rotate this 180. And now we're just going to work on these bits right here. You can rotate these back in. You want to undo, if it hasn't undone already, there's this little panel right here that goes over this tab, and that's a extra locking point in there. So you just want to undo that, bring that down, and then you want to untab it there. You can see there's a tab right there that goes into that slot right there. Once you've done that, you're going to take all this and just bring it up. There are a couple locking points here. You have this tab right here that goes in right there. And this post that this purple piece is on, this post actually clips in right there. So there's a couple locking points here. So once you undo all that, you just want to take this and angle it up like that. You can take this, push it down, and there you go. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Second best, same as the first. So undo all that, bring that down, untap that, undo all that, like that. Bring that up, push that down like that, and we're almost there. This is very weird. You just want to open up these panels here to reveal some missiles. You got a slider right here that reveals some guns. You can flip down this part right here and slide out 2 more guns. And now you can take these sections here, these wings, and bring them out to the side and rotate them like that. Bring that out, rotate it. And the swords, oh, you want to take these thrusters here, you want to angle them back like that. And that will keep everything standing up. You can have to, there we go. So you want them basically angled like that. And that will keep all that standing there. Right? Right. Okay. Now the swords, there is a notch right there, this notch. That will go into the wing right there. So you just take that and you just clip that on. You can see what I'm doing, right? I hope so. There you go. Just clip that on right there. And you clip that on right there. And there you have that. So now we bring the legs back in, and there is a tab right there that will go into this slot right there. And if you're doing the other orientation where you have it flipped over like this, then you would use this tab right there. So you have a tab no matter which way you want to orient it. So you just tab that into one side, then you tab that into the other side. I'm having trouble seeing what I'm doing. There we go. I got it. And then last but not least, you take the gun here, and this tab will plug into that slot right there in his crotch. So you just take that and plug that in. For some reason, this tab always likes to be a pain in the butt. Come on, there you go. Oh, and one more thing you want to do is you want to open up the cockpit here. Have that flip down. And there you go. There you have the base mode. Yay! It's a base mode. Sure. So, there you go. So, let's just get right down to robot mode already. So, let's just remove all this. Remove the gun from his crotch. Get. And let's get down to it. So let's remove the swords. Put those off to the sides. Close that back up. Let's close all this back up. Close. Boop. Push those back in. Bring these back down. Alrighty. Ready. So, just going to untab all this. Split. Nose code section. Remove this. Put this off to the side for now. And there we go. So now we can work with what we have left here. So you just want to take the wings and just bring them back up where they were. Take the wing, bring it back up. At this point now you want to slide this entire backpack up like that. And now we can bring all this down and just lock it all back in the way it was. Pull that down, tab all that back in. There you go. The other side, bring that down, close all that up. Right. And you want to take these shoulder pads here and just kind of bring them back, get them out of the way so we can then swing the arms down like that. And then this nose cone section here just flips up, and you have tabs and slots, just line everything up. Add that together, rotate the arm at the bicep swivel, open up the forearm there, pull out the hand, close that up, rotate the fist so everything's oriented properly. And you just take the shoulder pad and just swing it over. Make sure everything's aligned properly here. Swing that over. And there you have an arm all done. Same thing over here. Bring that down. Swing this up. line all this up, line it all up, line it up. There we go. Rotate the bicep, open up the forearm, flip out the hand. This one's a little stiff on me. I'm gonna have to loosen that screw up a little bit. I'm sure that'll probably do the trick. Close it back up, rotate fist, and take the shoulder pad and swing it over. Swing it over. Get everything oriented how you want. There you go. These panels here, you just flip them down, bring his head up, rotate it around, evil. And there you have his upper body all done. You sit there for a second, because now I got to work on your legs. So now for the legs, since we already have this panel open, let's take the thigh, swing that out, close that up. Let's get it swung around to the front. That tab's in there. Take these panels on either side, flip these up, open up his feet, which are quite secure. There we go. There you go. Open the foot up, and there you have a leg. Second verse, same as the first. Open up, close, swing that around, tab that in, bring these panels up, panel up, open up the foot with the greatest of ease. The greatest of ease. There we go. And just open up that. And there you have the other leg. And now that we have both legs, we can now connect. So the thrusters just plug in right there. Boom. Leg one. Boom. Leg two. Get them situated here. Which I don't think I do. There we go. Get your feet straight. Get your feet straight, man. Get your feet straight. There you go. And there you have the Overlord in his robot mode, and he is quite tall. There you go. And he is pretty cool. Very nice looking, very IDW Overlord, very comic book Overlord, and I do quite likes the look of this guy. He is so cool. Now let's see if we can get in close here on this head sculpt. Very nice head sculpt. He just has this evil grin on his face. So he got some nice metallic red paint there on the eyes. And yeah, very cool. One thing that makes this grin even more evil is if you just tilt his head a little bit. There you go. That just looks so incredibly evil. Just, hi, my name's Overlord. I'm gonna rip you in half right now. Hope you're okay with that. Don't care if you're not. You know, that's just pretty much what that look says to me. I don't know. It's just me, but anyway, very nicely done. Yeah, nice finish on this. This figure has a nice gloss to it, as you can see. Just overall, very nicely done. Very cool. I really love the way this guy came out. Just a really nicely done figure. In the back here, not too much junk hanging off of him. He just has a little thruster backpack here. He's got the nose cone section down the back of his forearms. But pretty clean transformation. And yeah, very cool. Now, articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint, so you get some wiggly-waggly movement. Due to transformation, you can look all the way up to squirrel. You can totally do that. He does have this hinge at the base of his neck, too, so you can actually look down. A nice deal. And again, side-to-side movement. You got full rotation. These shoulder pads, these purple pieces, can swivel in and out. You can angle those however you want. These shoulder pads themselves are on a hinge and a swivel and a couple hinges here. So they can move back, they can rotate, so they can pretty much accommodate any arm posing you want to do. The arms can do a full 360. Of course, you know, it will get to a point where the shoulder pads do kind of get in the way, but you can still, you know, for the most part, get his arms pretty much any position you want to get them in. You also have this transformation joint here, which you can use as well. So you have that. Let's put everything situated again. There we go. Outward movements, again, you have that outward movement. Like I said, you have those two hinges there. He does have a bicep swivel. He does have some stiff elbow joints there with 90 degrees of bend onto the elbow. Let's come down here. You do have a swivel under the elbow. His hands, he does have a wrist swivel. The fingers are fully articulated. You have a ball joint at the base of the thumb. You have a hinge right here, a hinge right here, and a hinge right here. And each of the fingers are on a hinge at the base. And then you have 2 hinges, one here, one here. So it does have fully posable hands, which is nice. He does have an ab crunch. You can see there. It's pretty much just one click forward and then one click back. So you got straight, one click down, straight, one click back. But still cool that he does have a bit of an ab crunch there. He does have a waist swivel. The legs can go forward that far. They can go back that far. Outward movement. You can move this panel out of the way and go out that far. He does have a thigh swivel. He does have a double jointed knee. And when you use them together, you can get actually a pretty deep knee bend. Right there. You can see some like kind of molded pistons in there. Get a good, nice deep knee bend there. On the feet, you can move the toes up, move the toes down. You can move the whole foot itself. That's on a hinge right there, although it's pretty stiff. And you do have some good tiltage there if you need it. And the heel you can move down. It doesn't move up, but you can move it down. So there you go. So let's talk about his weaponry here. He does have the weaponry. Get him situated. You get situated, man. You get situated. So yeah, I have that. So for his gun, just put it back in the gun mode again. Just flip this down. Open this up. Swing that through. Close that up. And then just bring down the sides. And take this section here. Rotate it down. And there you have his gun. And again, there's a tab on either side. He can hold it in his left or his right hand. And you can see there is a slot right there in his palm. You want to make sure his thumb is down when you're plugging the gun in or plugging anything in. And then just plug that in. Wrap his fingers around it, and then you can bring his thumb up. Wrap his thumb around it. And there you go. He's holding his gun, and he can support the weight of it, which is very nice, although it is a big gun. You can see here, he can totally support the weight. His arm doesn't drop. Like actually, you know, I can shake him, and he doesn't drop the gun. I think his arm just went down one click, and I had to shake him to get that to happen. So he does hold the gun very securely. And you also have, go back down a little bit here, you also have this section here, and what you do with this section is you just rotate this black section, swing this around, and these 2 tabs right there will go into these 2 slots right there. So you just tab that in like that. You can bring these down flat if you want. So you have that. Now, of course, you do have the 2 swords, which we'll take a close look at these. Not much to them. Just on a glossy black. They do have a little bit of molding to them, a little bit of detail there. So you can have them dual wielding swords if you wish, or if you don't wish, you can just take them and just tab them back where they were in jet mode, which is what I personally prefer. And there you go. So you have that assembly going on there. And there are a couple things you can do with this. You can have him holding this as a shield. You do have this handle right here. And these bits right here do just tab in, so you can kind of orient these however you want. So you can turn this around, plug it back in, and you can see you have the handle right here. And you can actually have him holding this as a shield. You can have him holding it like that or like that. Again, it's just a matter of just orienting this bit however you want. So you can have him holding that as a shield, or we put this piece back in like that. You see you have this tab here, and you can tab it into his forearm right there. You can tab it into either forearm. The tabs are on both sides. And you can just take that and line that up. And you can tab that in right there. Come on. Tab in, man. Tab in, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. There you go. You can tab that in right there as a shield, which I personally like, because I really just like the look of that, because it's just like a shield with these big claws sticking out the front of it. So I dig that look. I really think that's cool. So you can have that look going on, or if you don't like that, you can remove that. This always stays behind. You can remove this, and you can remove that. You do have to remove these pieces for this. And you have these two slots right here. And on either shoulder pad, you have these two tabs right there. And you can take this and plug it onto a shoulder if you want. Like that. And you can have that look going on if you wish. So, totally up to you what you want to do with your Overlord. Me personally, I do like having this on his forearm. I just think it looks way cooler that way. So that's, whoa, as I almost dropped it. So that's what I'm going to do. But of course, your toy, display it however you wish. So there you go. And of course, again, he does have the extra armament here. You can open up those chest panels there to reveal some missiles. You can slide out these guns right here on his stomach. You can slide out these guns right here on his stomach. Get some more armament going. These chest panels can be removed right there. So I don't know if at some point they're going to make some Power Masters to plug into his chest. I don't know. Me personally, if they do, I won't buy them because it's supposed to be IDW Overlord and he did not have Power Masters, so I don't care if he has them or not because he doesn't need them as far as I'm concerned. But hey, if they do, I'm sure people will buy them because they want it to be more G1-y, but since this is not supposed to be G1 Overlord, this is supposed to be Comic Book Overlord, he is perfectly accurate for me. So, so we'll just close all this up. You can see they even molded in some detail. I don't know if you can see it, but molded in some detail in there too. I don't know how you can see that, but that's still pretty cool. So there you go. So one last bit to show off is he does come with an optional head. And it made me lose my voice, excuse me. I was so verklempt about it. He does have an optional head, which is right here. And this head is total last end of the Wrecker's head. Again, I don't know if you can say it. There you go. He has the busted eye. There we go. Tilt out to the light there. You can see he has the busted eye, and it's actually very nicely detailed too. You can see the little shards there sticking out from the edges. That's really cool and really nicely done, and he's smiling even bigger. And yeah, that's totally from the comics. And to swap the heads out, you just have to loosen this screw on the back. And you just loosen the screw, swap the heads out, and there you go. So you can have him with either face there. One more evil than the last. So very cool. You get an optional head there. So you have that. Oh my god, I almost forgot to show off the most important thing that comes with this toy. The card. Oh my god, the card. Look at that. That's a card. That card has a picture on it. Look, that card has tech specs. Oh my god. Hooray. Hooray for cards. Get out of here. Anyway, so there you have that. Now for comparison. Here he is with Leader Jetfire. You can see how he scales there, and you can see he's a big boy. He's definitely a big boy. So there he is with Leader Jetfire. Here he is with Leader Megatron. So you can see how he scales there with Leader Megs. Here he is with Seraphicus Promenon. You can see how he scales there. Here he is with some more of the IDW bots. You know what, let's just get all these guys in frame. And one shot here. Bring in Voss. Bring in the Impactor. You can see how they all look together. And you can see he just towers over all these guys. So there you have that and that and that. Here he is with Voyager Springer. So you can see how they look together. And here he is with Combiner Wars Optimus Prime with the Prima Vitalis upgrade kits. So you got your IDW Prime, your IDW Overlord together. So there you have that. So yeah, there you go. There you have CARNIFEX. I really like this figure. I think this figure is really well done. I think he came out great. Really like him. Just very, very nice figure. Just looks all around just looks great. Like I love this kind of, the kind of gloss they put on him. He just looks very good, very top notch in my opinion. Very well done. I like him. I like him very much. He's big. He's cool. He's the freaking Overlord. And he has that evil grin, and he has this even more evil grin, and it's just, he's just full of evil, and I love him. It's awesome! But anyway, if you would like a CARNIFEX or any of Mastermind Creations' other offerings, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so check that out. You can also check out my third-party Transformers playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Mastermind Creations CARNIFEX, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Overlord, good of you to come. I came here because I wanted to, not because you summoned me. No one summons the Overlord. Yeah, well, no one summons Megatron. You're a puny weakling. I could kill you right now. Yeah, I could kill you right now. Oh, yeah? Yeah! Well, let me see you try. Let me see you try. All right, then. On the count of 3, we kill each other. All right. 1, 2, 3. You didn't kill me. You didn't kill me either. You're a coward. No, you're that coward. No, whatever, I'm out of here. No, I'm out of here. Why? Why do we always have to fight like this?